Don't ask me what I'm doing. I got a Xantrix SW3024 here, and it got a little dinged up in shipping. A little dinged up in shipping. So, yeah. Bought it used. My batteries are down here. Haven't used in a while. Long story. Long kind of crappy story. It's kind of crappy back here where I'm doing this, but problem is I can't bring this thing any higher. I wonder, can I get this up higher somehow? Hang on, guys. Yeah, I know, Larry. I know. It's not a chainsaw, therefore it's weird. I know. Just trying to set up the camera here so it doesn't want to move. There, that'll work, I think. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Still not fully mounted, but I just wanted to pull this apart. Because I don't know what I'm going to find inside here. I just wanted to take the cover off on this thing before I hook it up and start it up, just to kind of give it a visual inspection and see if there's anything that's obviously damaged inside. Awful lot of little connectors here. Let me go change battery. Hang on a second. Let's see, did a guy named Jeff make it? Jeff C., are you here? Bama Bob. Yeah, so I don't know how many people are here watching, but this is an old story. So I had a not named brand one of these. I had one of these that was not a name brand. Oh wow, I gotta take the whole thing off. Jeepers. Okay. And it was a little weird to start with, but for some dumb reason I was wiring it hot, and it went kablooey on me. Last screw off. I don't know how I'm going to do it. awful lot of screws for just a cover, essentially. Kind of silly if you ask me. Anyway, so I was wiring it hot, the thing went kablooey. So I tried to get it fixed, and nobody wanted to even attempt it. So I really, it's like $1,500, and I really didn't want to throw it out. You know what I mean? So I shipped it out to a company, I think it's called Just Repairs, and that obviously was a dumb move, because I haven't heard from it in 5 years. Not one update, nothing. So, the dumb thing about that is that, you know, I'm just not as good as I could be about following up with stuff like that. And if I was better, I might have some chance. But I'm just not, and they're only open very specific hours when you can call in. And I have to A, think about it, and B, be available during those hours. Nothing really up here. If they dropped it here, there's nothing really. These aren't loose. They drop it right on the transformer, but this is all heavy steel. Even though they bent the outside, there's nothing really to see here. So, I really don't think it matters. So anyway, the last communication I had with Just Repairs was I had called them and they had sworn up and down to me that they would get somebody else on it. That was like 2016. So I am a little bit upset with them. They literally, and their policy is to not give the customer any updates. The customer always has to call in and ask for updates. They told me originally it'd be like $500 to fix the unit, and 4 to 6 week lead time. Zero. Nothing. I've had no updates forthcoming from them. Jeff made it. That's great. Jeff, I'm gonna throw your tools together here in a minute. But I wanted to, if you want to hang out for a bit, if you don't mind, I wanted to try to get some of this wired. I guess let me put the cover back on and see if we can do that. You know what I mean? So. These batteries haven't been used in 5 years. I don't know if they're any good. $1,000 worth of batteries. Both. All because this stupid unit, not this one, but another one. So I figured this is a brand name unit, and you can actually get these serviced. There's a place in Connecticut that will actually service Xantrex inverters. So I figured, hey, you know, worst comes to worst, I can get it serviced there. So I'm going to put this back, dings and all. thankfully it works. So I got it on eBay. These are about $1,500. About $1,500 new. And I think I got it for $750 plus shipping. I'm just going to put all these back. So yeah, so that's the story of Just Repairs. And if I remember to do it, I'll put a link down in the description and basically write them off forever. They could have called something, followed up at some point. They didn't. So I've been waiting for years, because I spent a lot of money on this setup. If you're wondering what it's for, the answer is it's obviously power backup. Basically, it acts like a UPS power backup. What it is, and these Xantrex units are of the better units, and this one happens to be configured to 24 volts DC, which is what I needed, because that's what the batteries are already wired for. But I mean, I've been flying by the seat of my pants as far as the solar goes. The solar hot water pump that I have really needs to be power backup. You know, you really need some power backup, because if you don't, if that pump goes down and the sun's shining, it's a problem. You know what I mean? So. I'd be kind of curious as to see what the history is on this unit. Almost done here. To do. Then we actually get to wiring the darn thing. Pretty cool. Okay. The odds I dropped the darn thing on my foot. This is over 60 pounds, so they do not ship particularly well. Oh, I'm one short. How'd that happen? Who knows? Whatever. So yeah, so this just doesn't ship really well. They're really heavy. You gotta assume the better ones are really heavy, you know. For now, I'm going to put one screw right here. to hold it to the wall well enough it isn't going anywhere, you know. So, these screws fell down. Close enough. All right. AC in, AC out. Essentially, we have that here. This was jury-rigged. Don't tell anybody. I don't even know if I'm going to knock out internet when I do this. Very possible that I would. I don't know. Just so everybody knows, I normally don't do live videos like this. Aha. Are we pulled up in the driveway? Hang on, guys. Alright, so my buddy Dave is here, so we're gonna let this sit, I guess, for a bit. But it looks to me like this is pretty simple. Literally AC in, AC out, which I already have here. The idea is that you basically hook up your batteries and it becomes a UPS. So I have a box here. The box is distributed to whatever I want in the house to be on UPS backup. So I have it all labeled: boiler, solar, and auxiliary power. So, and I have it all labeled. So what else? Yeah. So let's go do your tools, okay, buddy? Let's do. Jeff, we're gonna do your. Hang on, the dryer. I know, the dryer. Here, let's go do tools. Hang on a second. Don't look, this place is a wreck. Alright. Let's go back to where I normally am at. There we are. This is a little more normal. Okay, so now we gotta put this stuff away. I gotta do Jeff's tools. And then I gotta go because my buddy's here. And normally what I do when I'm doing live is I actually monitor all the messaging on this other phone. so I can see what people are saying and comment. Over there I didn't have the phone, mostly because this phone is kind of dead for today. There's just too much going on all the time. I don't know if I have the strength to put this back here. Yes, I do. Good. Okay, this all goes to the MIDI vac, which I don't worry about right now. Here's my MIDI vac. I was testing something for the Volvo. Which so far might actually work. Might. Tools. Right. Alright, let's set you up here. Let me see if I can bring you up here, that way you can read comments. While I'm doing this, not much to do, just want to clean these up a little bit. Make sure that it's all here and all good. There we go. Hey, Brandon. There we go. Brandon. There we go. Hang on, let me get rid of the echo. Steve Rob's here. Hey, Steve. How many watts in total do you have? Well, the invert is 3,000 pure sine. And it's I have 4 batteries. They're like, I forget what the capacity is on them. They're good size deep cycle batteries. I don't remember how many watt hours they hold. Dave, let me get rid of all that. Good. Now we're here. Okay, are we here? Don't hook it to your fuse panel. Well, the AC comes in from the main panel and goes out to a separate panel. Just basically a distribution box. Why not hook it to there? The other one ran fine for years and worked fine. Basically it's a switch. It just switches between AC power or battery power, but either way the power only flows one direction into that panel. It doesn't go back to the street. There's no chance of it going back to the street. You have a switch panel that only energizes when power is lost. No, the switch panel is energized no matter what. I've had the town inspector come in, so I'm not signing off on anything, at least not here in the States, or not here in Farmington anyway. Jeff, I try to deburr these things pretty good, but you want to check before, you know. You get the idea. Always clean them and do a dry run. Just a little burn there. It should drop through. It should be a smooth in and out, you know. M10 and M8. That's flywheel side. It'll hit most of your flywheel sides, and then I just checked for the burrs on here. Yeah, you guys might not understand with the. I've asked my town inspector to come in and check a bunch of stuff, and to be honest, he's not interested. So I don't know what to do, but he signed off on the solar setup. You want to check and make sure that you can thread these in. It should be no problem, you know. Okay. That's M14, M10, and M12. Good. So you have a main kit here, Jeff. That's what that is. Let's get, just gonna get a random padded bag here. You get a sticker inside there too. Steve Robb turned me on to stickers. Thank you, Steve. And I think it's a sticker app, right? That's the good one? If the power is switched from main power company to your home as backup solar only when you lose main power. Steve, yeah, I guess it's a good point. I can ask my home insurance people. That makes sense. Okay. Jeff, this is for you, buddy. Thank you, thank you. And just so everybody knows, Jeff, you aren't the only one to give me a tip. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. You're not the only one to do it, but you are the first in a while. So I do thank you very much for that. There are a lot of guys that are getting just random donations for this and that. That's not the interest of my channel. I'd rather provide a product in addition to providing content that's hopefully useful to people. But I'd rather earn my money in the sense that I provide a product and people support me by buying that product. Right, James? Right. So, Jeff, big thank you. Big shout out to Jeff. PW MacGyver. I'm the Volvo MacGyver, so whatever. Mike Demers, howdy. So, and to go back to what Bandmill Bob said, what I was asking was the power switch from main power company to your home as backup solar only when you lose main power, or do you run power to certain items all the time? Power gets run to certain items all the time. So it is those items that this unit is able to choose between AC power and battery backup. The idea is that if main grid power goes down, that these certain items will be on no matter what. And provided with battery, but the rest of my house is not hybrid. What's up? The rest of my house is not powered by it. If that makes any sense? And I'd love to do more on the inverter, and we should let me see if I can get it running and get it working the way that I want it to work. And if I can do that, then we'll definitely do that another time. I'm super busy tonight. I got a buddy that dropped by. I got to go hang out with him for a minute. So let me do that. And Jeff, I will hopefully get this in the mail to you tomorrow. Yeah, the federal tax credits, if they're still around, it's like a third. If you're doing solar hot water, then we definitely need to talk. If you're doing solar electric, then make sure you look into DIYing the thing, because you can get panels for really cheap. Do not sell out to the big companies that are in bed with the state. In my opinion, that's a mistake. Which is a very long discussion, which I don't have time for tonight. So anyway, let me go, but we will try to continue this tomorrow night. Very interesting stuff. You like the tool, Mike? Aren't these things cool? Did you giggle the first time you used it? VW MacGyver here. Jeff is getting this kit right now, and he's going to be really happy with it, I think. Proper inverter ground, as opposed to the ground that just goes right back to main panel. Steve, we'll talk about it more. I will try to come on tomorrow night. Steve, good points. Thank you very much. Yes, very important. We'll chat later. Mike, enjoy the tools. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow night, guys. Good. Have a good night, guys. Bye.